On February 13, 2022, nearly 2 years ago as of the making of this video, a lore page was written for the Risk of Rain franchise on the game's Fandom wiki. Now, if you've been a fan of any piece of media in history, this should be nothing out of the ordinary for you. A lot of media, including video games, have deep lore that fans want to solve. Naturally, those same fans would want to summarize this lore in designated wiki pages. What makes this particular Risk of Rain lore page interesting, though, is that it doesn't exist anymore. That's right, this wiki page that you're seeing here was deleted over a year after it was written. And if you check the Roar Wiki's lore page nowadays, all you get is a single sentence describing the reason for the page's deletion. Now, the page says, and I quote, "Deleted this page because it is so incorrect, it's not even funny." Yep, that's right. A wiki page describing the lore of the Risk of Rain franchise got deleted, purged from this earth because it was so horribly inaccurate. You can still access the old version of the page in its full glory if you check the revision history. Today, I want to read you this wiki page, analyze everything that's wrong with it, talk you through my thoughts while I was reading it, and perhaps tell you how I might correct the page myself. Let's get started. The story starts with a planet called Petrichor 5. No. Petrichor 5 is a planet. Yes, it is the planet that the games take place on. It's a planet home to many creatures who were either created or adopted by Providence, one of the two humanoid gods, the other one being Mithrix. Petrichor 5 is indeed a place, and the games do take place there, but the overarching story of the Risk of Rain franchise doesn't start at Petrichor 5. That's what we call a setting. It's a setting. This planet is not on any maps. Sure. And this is because it was not created naturally. It was created by two brothers, Providence and Mithrix. What? Okay, first of all, there's straight up no evidence that either brother created Petrichor 5. Like, this is just made up information. This is just made up. It's entirely possible that Mithrix and Providence were born on Petrichor 5 or just existed there for some reason. And if the brothers did create Petrichor 5, I don't think the planet would have been created by both of them. See, many of the environments in the games, such as Titanic Plains, were actually handcrafted by Providence himself. Providence is the protector of the monsters in Petrichor. He is the bulwark of the weak. He cares about these creatures in some way, and he makes sure that those under him are able to live in safe, habitable environments. Mithrix, on the other hand, he doesn't really give a shit.
We do not care.
He doesn't care about life or soul as much as his brother, Providence, does. So it's unlikely that he would have played a role in the creation of Petrichor 5 if the planet was made by the brothers. Also, take note of the way that the brothers designed their environments visually. Providence's designs are lively, rounded, and natural. His environments are colorful, perfect for creating atmospheres that creatures will live in. On the other hand, Mithrix's designs are rigid and mechanical, gray, lacking in color. He only cares about efficiency, speed, and power. So if we analyze the brothers' characteristics and motivations, we can see that it's much more likely that only Providence made Petrichor 5 by himself, with Mithrix taking little to no part. But hey, that's just my theory, and it only really confirms if we accept the fact that the brothers made the planet in the first place, which we can't confirm. There's no direct evidence supporting that. Petrichor 5 contains many strange relics and ruins, and eventually it was discovered by humans. The humans took an odd structure with strange properties for research and left. We now arrive at the events of Risk of Rain. Whoa, wait. What? How did we get here? Look, if Risk of Rain was a book series, the events of the first game wouldn't happen until like the 30th chapter. Why is it being mentioned so early? Some of you might not understand, but we're skipping like millennia of conflict here. What happened to the part where the brothers design Aurelionite? Or the part where Providence betrays Mithrix, trapping him on the moon? Are we just gonna skip them like they don't happen? Like, okay, look, huge skip in the story aside, this part still doesn't make sense. Because like, what part of the story is this? Is this the part where the Contact Light crew members discover a teleporter on Petrichor 5? They took it and then left, leading to Providence teleporting into Contact Light, killing everyone, which, by the way, is the little cutscene that you see when you boot up the first game. That would make sense, but why would you say it so vaguely? An odd structure with strange properties for research could have been one word: the teleporter. I mean, I guess that's two words. But listen, I'm assuming that this is describing the teleporter, because if not, the implications are so much worse. What it would be implying then is that humans discovered Petrichor 5 before the events of Risk of Rain 1. That they somehow found this planet, which was not on any maps, before they came in contact with it, which is just not true. That's ridiculous. What I really want to highlight here is that even during the times that there's a correct information being presented, the page doesn't really do a good job talking about it. Like, a lot of the lore presented here feels so ambiguous, despite the actual information being either super surface level or so clear cut that it doesn't really need to be ambiguous. And also, the page is just really weirdly written. Like, no offense to the original creator, right? I'm sure they had all the best intentions in the world. Maybe they're just not that good at writing, and that's okay. But the presentation of information here is so hard to follow. Sometimes there's not enough information about a major event, and sometimes there's too much information on irrelevant things, which is something that we'll see right now. We now arrive at the events of Risk of Rain 1, in which the teleporter is loaded onto a cargo ship called the UES Contact Light, along with a number of other items, a crew, and a couple of stowaways. The crew consisted of a robotic chef, a small engineering team made of an engineer and a handy unit, a loader, presumably to help, with blah 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 blah. This is exactly what I meant. Too little information on the important part of the overall lore, and too much information on irrelevant things like character descriptions. Now, take note that canonically, we don't actually know which character survives through the games. It's all dependent on the characters that we, the players, choose during our runs. So giving the survivors all a personality like this is disingenuous. It's disingenuous because it sets up the expectation that these are real characters who play a part in the story, which they don't, at least not individually. So my question is, why would you bother writing all of this when it's not really important in the grand scheme of things? I don't know. I guess the writer just really loved the characters of the game so much. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. As the contact light passed over Petrichor 5, which wasn't on any maps, the teleporter suddenly activated, and several unknown creatures, as well as Providence, teleported on board the contact light. The ship went down and crashed upon Petrichor 5, with its cargo landing all around the planet. Hey, credit where credit is due. This is correct information presented in a way that's clear and concise. To be fair, all of this can be seen in the opening cutscene of Risk of Rain 1, so I don't know, man. It's pretty hard to fuck that up. This is when the gameplay of Risk of Rain 1 begins. The survivors make their way through the planet, encountering many strange creatures, yada 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 yada. This is all basic stuff that can be seen or implied through the gameplay of Risk of Rain 1. I would like to point attention to the use of plural nouns here, though. Survivors, in particular. Survivor with an S. This is kind of a contested piece of lore about Risk of Rain 1, actually, which is whether or not one survivor escaped or multiple. Many people seem to believe that only one survivor escaped Petrichor 5 during Roar 1. Some people even believe that it's specifically only the commando that canonically escaped. I mean, look, it's what the Risk of Rain 2 wiki says right here. However, recent evidence has pointed to the idea that Huntress escaped alongside Commando, which you can see in the recent DLC trailer, implying that perhaps multiple survivors did beat Providence and escape during Roar 1. Did the page predict that this evidence would come? Maybe. Maybe the writer of this page was a genius prophet after all. I don't know. Let's keep going. After defeating Providence, the survivors are able to get enough of the ship up and running to return to their home. Put in parentheses, except for Acrid and the Enforcer. They both stayed on the planet. The Enforcer stayed to help the remaining crew at Rally Point Delta, and Acrid because he was free on his own planet now. Actually not quite. Acrid didn't actually stay on Petrichor 5. It was detained by the Void. Now, I'm not gonna explain in this video what the hell the Void is and what role it plays in the overall story of Risk of Rain. It's a little complicated. Basically, the Void takes over a bunch of planets and creatures with the hopes of repairing their broken land. For the longest time, Providence's powers protected Petrichor 5 from the Void, but he's dead. After Roar 1, he died. And ever since his death, the Void started to take over Petrichor 5, slowly but surely. Acrid was one of the ones who got detained, only to escape around the same time that Void Fiend escaped. Point is, Acrid didn't actually stay on Petrichor 5. I mean, I guess it wanted to, but it got caught, so. Also, I don't know enough about Enforcer to really comment on this part, so let's move on. Years later, a distress beacon is sent out, originating from Petrichor 5. The planet is recognized, and the military rounds up as many survivors of the planet as they could find. Oh no. What's after this? Oh no. Yep, I knew it. Another wall of text purely for character descriptions. How riveting. We're just gonna skip this. Let's move on. So, this next part. Wait. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Are you trying to tell me that the survivors of the first game are the same as the survivors of the second game? No, 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 no. That's no. Look. One of the first things that you learn about the lore of Risk of Rain is that the survivors of the first games are not the same as the survivors of the second game. They're not the same. They're just not, okay? They have the same job, but they're not the same people. What do you mean? What do you mean, Loader's daughter? What? No, 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 no. Look, no. Okay, no. Okay. No, 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 no. Okay, look. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, we need to move on. What else is there? Let's see. The miner had gone insane and was now a wanted serial killer. No. No. What? No. 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 That's no.
2 hours later.
The survivors, now rescue operatives, loaded onto the UES safe travels and set off for Petrichor 5. This is where Risk of Rain 2 gameplay begins. They go to the planet and they discover that they were too late. The remaining survivors of Petrichor 5 were gone. They had been camping out at a rally Space Point Space Delta when they were overrun by monsters. I mean, hey, that's correct. Good job, man. Good. Very good. Okay. Surely that's the end, right? Let's keep reading. They eventually reach the moon of Petrichor 5 where they find the second brother, Mithrix, and they kill him. After that, they leave the planet, and that's the end of it. But there has to be more to it than no. What do you mean there's more to it? What's more to it? What's more to it? The millennia of lore that you skipped? The Void? Aurelian Knight? I don't know. Like, what's more to it? Maybe we should talk about DB Cooper's case in the Tri-Tip Dagger log entry. That exists. I don't know. Maybe we should talk about Miner becoming a serial killer. I mean, what else? What else is new? What else do you have for me? Like, it can't possibly be worse than that, right? Well, there is. As I said, the planet was made by Mythics and Providence. The planet started out as just a construct of the two brothers. The rest of their race had been wiped out somehow, and they were all that was left. Sure. Providence was the older brother, and he was the architect. He was the one who made the golems and the wisps, and used soul to give them life. Mythrix attempted to create life as well, but he used an overabundance of soul and created Aurelianite? Providence saw this as a failure and Aurelianite as a threat because, what? Aurelianite was locked away in the gold, and Providence put... I don't know what to say. I don't. Mythics didn't make Aurelianite. Providence did. Providence didn't seal Aurelianite. Mythics did. I don't know how you can confuse literally the two main characters of this story. I don't know how you can confuse the two of them. I mean, to be fair, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Let's just stop. We need to stop. This is the end. This is the end. I mean, this is close to the end. Thank God this is close to the end. It's actually funny too. The last sentence is an unfinished sentence, implying that this page was supposed to be continued. It's something. Look at this. It was then that Providence started using blank. Like, what? They couldn't just stop it at the end of a sentence. They had to be. It had to be stopped in the middle of a sentence. Like, what? What? Did he die while writing this or something? I mean, I hope not. But geez. Um. As for how I would change this myself, I, I, I don't know. Just I would start by deleting it entirely, I guess. I mean, they weren't lying when they said that this page was so bad it wasn't even funny. That I mean, that was an experience. That was an experience. A very fun one, but wow, that was that was incredible. That was incredible. Okay, thank goodness we're done with that disaster of a lore write-up. Look, if you're interested in the lore of Risk of Rain, go watch the countless videos that cover it, please. Okay, I guess I would recommend Grove Tender's videos. That channel's the GOAT. Although, please show your support to any and all Risk of Rain channels. I love this community so much, man, and I wanted to give it a shout out while I'm here. But you know what would be my number one recommendation though? If you wanted to learn the lore of the games? Learn it yourself. Read. That's what I did. I spent hours of reading. I spent hours reading as many of the log entries in the game as I could, and I learned so much about the world of Risk of Rain. So, if you wanna, go do it. It's fun, trust me. Well, if you like reading, that is. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this descent into madness. Consider subscribing. I only post like once a decade, so I won't shower your notifications with dog crap. And reminder not to harass anyone in this story. Like, please, don't harass the person who wrote the page, and don't harass the person who deleted it either. The reality is, we're all just passionate about Risk of Rain. Take this as more of an informative video rather than a debunking one. It's all just fun and games. Okay, that's it. See ya. God, what was that?